How are you doing, friend?
Very well. And yourself?
I am doing pretty good for a Monday.
Okay.
It's October 21st, 2019, and this is the Opinionated podcast.
How's everyone?
Doing well, doing well. How was I won't ask how your weekend was. That would be kind of silly because I pretty much spent the weekend with you.
Yes.
We went to the TSU homecoming festivities, or should I just say kind of a walk up and down Jefferson Street.
Gathering of the blacks.
Yes, that's what we did this weekend.
Yes.
It was fun. I always love to be in like very black environments. I feel like there's so much that people say about us as far as like not being able to get together and stuff like that, and it just doesn't, prove to just always be true. It was great. I saw a lot of people from school. I saw people from other places around Nashville, or just from being around Nashville, and it was just a fun kind of time to take in the culture. Like when we were, well, first of all, let's start with the fact that we parked at Citizens Bank.
Yes, we did.
Black Bank.
Black owned.
Let me park my car over here. So I won't pay anybody. It's gonna be over here.
Yes.
But we didn't have to pay. So look, God.
Look at him.
So we took a walk down Jefferson Street, under the bridge and everything like that. So much has changed since I was little and kind of been over there. I didn't realize they did all that painting under the bridge.
They love a mural.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
They love some concrete artwork.
Yes. I'm going to have to post some of the photos we took of the murals we saw. Because, there were some things.
Yes, there were.
That were so just interesting to see. But it was really good. Like, I love to see just all the little stands and people, black people showing up to not only, I guess kind of present their businesses and what I'm saying, kind of have those up and ready for the people.
Yes, they did.
For the day or whatever. But, of course, just the people and shopping with the people. I know I bought some things down there, so I just love seeing that exchange. The music specifically.
Oh, yes.
The little band.
Old school.
Yes.
Outside the church house, giving us a brick house rendition that
all
the aunties and your mamas would be so proud of.
When I tell you, auntie that was on, it just, words cannot explain. I think we got a little video and stuff like that, so that'll be up on Instagram and some of our social media sites and stuff like that, because it just was... it just was a good time.
It was the good and much, but it was great to take in. I had never gone to any homecoming festivities, and I felt so welcome.
Yeah,
I felt real welcome.
It's always been a good time for me. Like, as I said, of course, just being around black people specifically. Hey, baby, how you doing? Girl, you look good.
You look good.
Just no, come over here real quick. Now, ain't you such and such's boy?
I mean, people screaming because they haven't seen each other in forever. Just another good family reunion. See the folks, and ain't always got to be a funeral or some other event. We can get together and see all our good people. And just everybody was so happy to see each other. So that was nice to see. That was a really good time.
Yeah, I know I spent too much money on food. Like, the thing is, I went solely for a fish sandwich.
Yes.
It's always just kind of been a thing for me and Sade. And
come on for your 2 loaves and your 5 fishes.
Yes. So we used to do that all the time at Pearl, like when it was this time of year, to go to homecoming, and then a little bit after or whatnot. So it was nice to be able to do that all again this weekend. But I definitely spent more money than I had planned on it. But if I'm going to spend anywhere, I'm glad I spent it with my people.
I went specifically for the refreshments. I went to make sure I got my cup of BDs to make sure I had enough oomph and gusto to get through the crowds and things. My favorite flavor was the red. So, typical, really good. $7 well spent, because I was mighty thirsty from the trek.
Yes,
from
ma'am.
The Black Bank.
Baby, when I tell you, I spent about $14 on drinks, and then now one of them have a piece of alcohol. And actually, no, I spent $16 on drinks. I bought that $2 little fruit punch pouch from the little boy.
You had all the drinks.
So yeah, because I love a good juice or a good just fruit beverage. So it definitely had me, but I thought that last one was gonna have a little taste of alcohol, and when I found out it didn't, but it was fine.
Okay.
I found out that it didn't. I happened to have a bottle of Paul.
Okay.
Just right there. So
well,
I poured that off in there, and it was everything that I needed.
It's everything.
And more, which was just, I guess, kind of a summary of this weekend. It was everything I needed and more. I saw our people out with our fits on, looking our best. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
fellas,
short
you know what I'm
sets.
saying? Lines was fresh and you know what I'm saying? Just sawed off real good, like y'all went through and asked the barber to hit the rays on there. Saw everybody about their fits out, everything from fashion trends, the city trends or whatever, up to Fendi. You know now, I don't know if it was Fendi with an I or a Y, but we had it. I saw plenty of Barack and Michelle Obama, fanny packs,
Yes.
backpacks, stuff. I love that we were selling fish next to the weave. Over here, get you a couple bundles, get you a couple pieces of bread and a fish sandwich or whatnot.
Scented oils in the home goods section.
Shea butter, black soap. We had our own, you know what I'm saying? We had a man walking up and down the street with his megaphone, teaching y'all, telling everybody what they need to be doing. You feel me? Community stand up for X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
That felt like a moment. It felt like high learning.
We gotta come together.
But I think my absolute favorite part was, and I don't mean no disrespect, but what I initially thought was the Mount Zion Men's Day Choir.
Yes.
I really thought that it was the Mount Zion Men's Day Choir.
I thought they was going to cut up.
If you know anything about Mount Zion, the main location, the initial location, before Bishop Walker went through and really kind of expanded about the city, is there on Jefferson Street.
Headquarters.
So I thought that with the purple, because we know Mount Zion and Bishop Walker love a purple piece.
Yes, they do.
And with the location that, you feel me, it was Men's Day. And the men's was about to come out. And I mean, talking about maybe give us a drill team number, give us a 16 count, give us something.
I knew a step show was about
you feel me?
to
A
take
sassy
place.
professional, processional or something. But you know, they went through and they stood up with their robes and, you feel me, marched and repeated after the main guy who again was kind of
the Kirk Franklin of the group
of the situation, but he was going through and really just trying to sow some good seeds into the black community or whatnot. All I heard was positive messages. I don't know the overall message or how deep into how things go and well ideas and beliefs go, but what I heard sounded all right to me.
It did.
So that wrapped up TSU homecoming weekend. God damn it, go Tigers.
Yes, thank you.
Moving on, I want to talk about my girl, LisaRaye.
Yes.
Auntie apparently has decided to take this white off because all this tea she's spilling, she knew it was going to get dirty.
Because she wanted to remain crisp.
Yes, and always, I ain't never seen this lady not be crisp.
I ain't never seen
in her all white. So let me take this all white off if I'm going to go through and slang this tea. Mama has been out here weighing Nicole Murphy hoe ass out. Talking about, bitch, you been doing shit like this. So sit down. You think because you got these pretty eyes, bitch, in this short Tony cut, we gonna let you go. No,
like,
ma'am.
baby, me too.
How's everybody?
Let us come together.
You feel me? Because I'm bad out here as well.
Because I'm light skinned and got light eyes too, bitch. We can go.
We both aunties, you feel me? So how's everybody on that? Secondly, she went through and then start weighing Dwayne Martin out.
Talking about he ruined a marriage, had him introduced had him introducing her husband, her now ex-husband of the Turks and the Caicos.
Yes, both of them.
To respective women, and those women have made their way into his bed allegedly.
Sly foxes and minks and things of that nature just creeping in. I don't know if they was ladies of the evening or whatever, but I heard that Roxy was one of them, allegedly.
From the BET.
According to Miss Wendy. Well, according to Auntie Wendy.
Auntie Wendy.
From now on, when I thought the tea slanging was done, because before I get into that, I'm going to tell you, the way the article was written, at first, talking about Dwayne Martin was the reason for LisaRaye's marriage ended, and they already been talking about Dwayne Martin, you feel me, doing a little something with the men folk.
Yes, they have.
They threw Will Smith in there. They threw some people that said Dwayne Martin is just, you know what I'm saying? They say it's a little something that's going on, as the old folks used to say, which I do find quite offensive, but it's because it's us, we can say it, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Yeah, that's been going on since the 90s. That little trend has been.
They say got a little sugar in his tank.
A little something.
Just a little bit.
Hand a little broke.
The sweetest bell meat. That's what they say.
Playing the tambourine.
On the low. And Lisa, so that's what I thought this was going.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? Come to find out that it was the other
I
way.
would have thought, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I see it, but y'all got to click out of me. But then she wrapped things up now, arguing with, not arguing with, but weighing out Stacey Dash, who I don't mind that she wear out. But she went Stacey Dash out talking about this bitch put a finger in her face on Single Ladies. This was doing all type of stuff when they was on Single. ladies. So the bitch thought she was who? The single lady. She said, no ma'am, I am. So, you know, I'm saying keep it pushing. So I was like, just watch out, because LisaRaye's out here slanging tea. If you see her and she ain't in all white, you better goddamn feel like it's Ghost with his hood on and get them moving.
She's ready.
How's everybody? Speaking of Power, I'm pissed because Power did not come on last night.
Because Xfinity's out here fucking with the church's money.
You feel me? I don't know why y'all. Let me bring that back. I do know why y'all would want to drop stars, but Power should be enough. Stars don't really have nothing else too much to anybody I feel like it's talking about on the level of Power, and not enough to really just go through and make people want to go through and add that as a subscription package. Right. Anytime I've had Stars, it's real been up the strength of HBO package with Xfinity. So you feel me? I think they're getting tired of bundling and giving to the girls for free, and they said, look, we're about to go ahead and just do away with it. You want it, call Uverse, get you a Fire Stick, do something, because it's not for to be over here at Comcast/Xfinity.
Yeah, I'm not with it.
Yeah, but I was definitely ready to go to the big rich town last night. I was dressed. It felt like time's child when I was younger, waiting for my dad to come through. I just was sitting there waiting, and somebody finally said, son, it's not going to come on tonight.
Just go on to bed.
Go ahead and get out your good school clothes, get out your good clothes, throw on something around the house. I'll go through and grab you a little McDonald's, little, you know what I'm saying, little Happy Meal cheeseburger or something, and you know what I'm saying, we'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
So it was very triggering for me in that way. I do need y'all to bring back Stars. Bring back Power. And even if Xfinity don't have it, I have my ways, but I just need for Power to keep coming on and for y'all not to take no more breaks after this mid-season Shondaland-like fucking finale thing y'all talking about doing, probably until God knows when. So,
right.
You know, no news from the big rich town. Still a little tore up about Lakeisha being dead. I'm actually very tore up about Lakeisha being dead still. I've been able to manage, and you know that's just life. You got to move on.
Yes, you do.
So
comfort
you know,
yourself.
That's just kind of how that goes.
That's all right.
Moving forward from there, though, I did want to kind of take a moment to get off of the idea of just talking about things in pop culture, just to kind of take a Monday to get some shit off of our chest.
Yes.
Like, this is very much, I feel like, for us as well as it is for anyone that has decided to lend us a bit of your time. So, there are just times when you need to rant and you need to feel like somebody is listening. So, this is probably going to be one of those.
Yes.
Now, you were talking earlier about wanting to kind of having some words for... It was something wasn't working, but it was like, why even let this do this if I can't? You remember?
I don't remember. That's what happens when you rant early. When you shoot your shot a little early. I guess I got it out and I don't remember now.
Yeah.
I did have a rant about kissing babies in the mouth.
That's what it was.
I need us as a people to stop kissing newborn, freshly prepared babies.
Fresh out the oven.
In their mouths. Why is that a thing? I hated that. When I had my son, I was vehemently against that. Do not kiss on my child like that, because they start getting the little breakouts on their cheeks and stuff because we kissing them, and everybody, I mean, our mouths are trash at this point. We've been on this good earth sucking in this just terrible air and eating all kinds of things, and you know, but we've got the immune systems to handle it. These babies is fresh out. And people are kissing them in the mouth and all on the cheeks, and I cannot stand that. Black people, please stop doing this. Please stop kissing the babies in the mouth. Just people in general. If you are somebody that's kissing babies in the mouth, and of course it's not in some kind of weird pervy way, but you know, babies are just so cute and you just want to you just want to fawn all over them. Do that. Hug them, snuggle them, all of that good stuff. But leave your lips and your saliva off the fresh skin. That's how the skin stays good and hydrated and moist and all of that stuff. And it will not be because of your saliva. It will be because of this Johnson & Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So let's stop it. I'm tired of seeing it. Tired of seeing babies walking around. Well, they're not walking, getting pushed around with this fresh acne. Mm-hmm. They just got here. They still on milk. Ain't nothing to give them no kind of breakouts to look the way that they are looking. So just please stop kissing on the babies. I can't deal with it.
Well, I feel you on that. I don't have a rant so much today as much as I'm kind of just excited. Oh, actually, I do have a little bit of a rant. I have a rant regarding the WWE.
Okay, let's get into it.
So, today is October 21st, 2019. You'll probably hear this podcast probably today, if not tomorrow. And I am taking my black ass to GameStop tonight at 9 o'clock so that I can get my copy of WWE 2K20. I have been playing 2K19 since I got it. I love wrestling. It's just kind of a thing for me. When I was young, my granddad or whatnot used to watch it. So part of my love for wrestling is, my way of feeling like I kind of am still connecting with him because that was our thing to do.
Yeah, that was me and my granddad. I used to watch wrestling and stuff for him because none of his other grandsons would do it. So I'm just like, I got it. My friends watch it too. So
that was just a
slide
thing.
in a piece for you.
Yeah. And I of course had my own personal love for it because I grew up and I was able to appreciate it even without him. I was able to go through when it was WWF before there was an E. It was the Federation, and the people at the World Wildlife said, "No, ma'am. I guess we need that." So they was like, "I guess we got to fuck around and change this F to an E. Just draw another line, or just take the line away, and we'll just be like, it's an E somewhere."
Yeah, because I remember us going back just even a few years ago watching like the old Royal Rumbles from like the 80s and shit, because that was a time, baby. Them costumes and all of that stuff, Shawn Michaels and all of them. I can't, but I could. I needed all of it. It was life-giving. The boots,
all of it,
with the fur and the fringe, and just the way they would just showboat and do so much. It was a wild time, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
It cracked me up. I feel like my earliest memories were, I think, like the 1991 or 92 Royal Rumble, whichever one, that the title was vacant and Ric Flair ended up winning. And
that Flair drip.
Oh yeah, and just from there, the Undertakers, the Macho Mans, of course Hogan, to me was the original face of wrestling. You've got your Rikishis, you've got your DX, you've got your Shawn Michaels, your Triple H, and all of that Attitude Era to me was just the best. But that is going to kind of tie into what I'm talking about. With the Attitude Era being my very favorite era of wrestling, I am very, very excited for the release of WWE 2K20 because it's the first time that China is going to be included as a playable character since they've been in 2K.
Okay.
She was in WrestleMania 2000. She was in No Mercy.
The ninth wonder of the world.
Yes, ma'am. And but there's just kind of been different rumors and stories of fallouts between her having a real life relationship with Triple H and then him eventually having a real life relationship and marriage to Stephanie McMahon, and then that kind of putting him in the McMahon family.
Right.
And this is the business and so on and so forth. So for the longest time, she just kind of was erased. It almost seemed like from the WWE history. And for me, I felt like that particular time in women's wrestling was so fun and so cool because I felt like prior to it, there wasn't a lot of time devoted to the women wrestlers.
Definitely not.
You would kind of get a little flash here, a little flash there of something, and then it would go away. At this point, they started to really lay the foundation for women's wrestling and the Divas division. So with that being said, so much of this is going on, and the groundwork was laid by the Chynas and the Sables and the Jacquelines and the Trish Stratuses.
Yes, I was about to say, shout out to my bitch Trish.
Yes, ma'am. And you know what I'm saying? All of those girls, Tori, Stacy Keibler, I think I mentioned Jacqueline. If I didn't, Miss Jacqueline.
You did, but
Luna Vachon.
Yes.
Sensational Sherry, even. You know what I'm saying? Just Fabulous Mover, Mae Young, Medusa / Alondra Blaze. All the girls.
All the girls.
Terra Rona / Marlena. Just, you know what I'm saying? If you just get where I'm going. So all of that was going down to what we now have as the first time a woman has been on the cover in any capacity of the WWE 2K games, but the first time that Chyna, as I mentioned, a playable character alongside other things, but that's the only thing that's important to me at this point, and I'll tell you why. As I mentioned, Chyna just was a bad ass wrestler. Like, she had the strength. She was letting not only the women, but the men have it.
Yes, she was. Laying them out.
She was part of one of my favorite factions, D-Generation X.
Yes.
And so everything about them was just kind of bad boy, and she was just kind of bad girl, and it all made for such good TV, whether it's this uppercut, her adopting this pedigree, and then her later, I feel like, evolving into one of the more sexier stars, and then gracing the cover of Playboy, I think, a couple of times.
Yeah.
She also was the first woman to hold the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, she was.
Which has always been held by men. And as well, I want to say that she is the first female participant in the Royal Rumble. And if not, I can be corrected on that. That's fine. But if she was not the very first, she was one of the first. And I just really, really hated that she achieved so much, and for what seems on the outside like some personal issues or X, Y, and Z, or just some shit that just really don't mean a damn thing, to really get in the way of this lady's career. And I think that this is again another time where I feel like I've seen the WWE go through and not be able to respect a wrestler's legacy until they're dead.
Right.
I feel like for a while there was a situation with Macho Man where the Macho Man was not included in a lot of the games and things like that, and he has been one of the biggest superstars when you think about WWF / WWE. Yeah, Slim Jim commercial is pop culture. It's all of that. The flamboyant, just kind of clothes with the long, what do you call those, tassels or
fringe,
or you know what I'm saying?
That was the Neon Dawn right there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a piece out that did not have some sort of blinding color on it.
Hell yeah, Macho Man was damn near dressed like Megan Thee Stallion between him and fucking Shawn Michaels. They was, you know what I'm saying, chaps at half the time. You know, Shawn Michaels more so, I guess, kind of chaps, but this little stallion hat and all of that type of stuff, the fringe, all of that.
Macho the Stallion.
You feel me? Macho Man Randy Stallion. But I just, you know what I'm saying, wanted to say all that because she has been one of my favorite wrestlers, not even my favorite female wrestler, or one of my favorite wrestlers to ever come through the WWF / WWE. I am happy that she is now going to be kind of immortalized, so to say, in this game. But I think that it's pretty shitty that the WWE has waited again until someone has been dead, or until someone is dead, to actually go through and include them and honor them in such a way, because she also, I think it was last year, was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it's just like, that would have been a tremendous memory for her to have and stuff like that, especially considering that there are other people who have been honored either around the same time, or I want to say who were active after. So it's just like, to me, there's no excuse. I think it's shitty, but China, your fucking memory will live on with me.
Yes, it will.
And
Queen of run up and get done up.
Yes, ma'am. Low blows and leather outfits and just everything that
refs,
was.
So DX can get done what they needed to get done. So yes. Shout out to my girl, Joni.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Joni Laura. Miss China. China Laura, the ninth wonder of the world. This one's for you, baby.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Send her up. Don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. That was a little song. So, yes, ma'am. You did that. But China was that bitch.
Yes, she was.
Whoop Chris Jericho for that title. I'll never forget that. Mm-hmm. But that being aside, I do want to get into the Masked Singer. Now, I know that we had actually tried to record a podcast closer to the time when Masked Singer had come on, and for whatever reason, the shit just did not save.
You know, it wasn't me.
Very, very pissed. And for anyone who's ever done anything like this or whatnot, just, you know, you can only kind of capture things in the moment. So trying to recreate our X, Y, and Z is a very, very hard thing to do, but we try to keep it as organic as possible.
Yes.
But you know, that's still something I want to keep up with. So the Masked Singer, this past week, because it's today's Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, today's Monday, so I guess we get it in 2 more days. There are still some people I am a bit kind of confused on, but what I'm not confused on is the fact that Thingamajig sings for me. Yes, I think that is my favorite so far. My guess for Thingamajig is Victor Oladipo. But let me just tell you that Thingamajig is, I feel like that voice is something to be. I want him to get like a contract because I think in his little thing he said that he's not a singer. I think he's an athlete. And I want to say that he mentioned, I guess, singing maybe being his first love or something like that. So if that is the case, I really, really want that for him because that nigga sings.
Yes, he does. He sings it down. And it's so clear. It's so nice. He doesn't try to do too much. Like, he sings within his lane. And I enjoy Thingamajig. I cannot wait to see who that actually is. Because, yeah, he definitely does need a deal. And I'm so glad that Jamie Foxx was not brought up during this broadcast. That was nice.
Let me insert a mini rant here. I wouldn't even call it a mini rant. This is a request. If you can hear the sound of my voice, please reach out to Jamie Foxx and ask that he go on The Masked Singer. And it's not because I want to hear him sing, and not that I think that he's a bad singer either. It is just because they want him on there so bad. Every male voice that comes through that mic singing, Jamie Foxx.
It's got to be.
I mean, good God. First of all, Jamie don't sound like nobody up there. Mm-mm. But the fact that everybody is Jamie Foxx.
Everybody. I am Jamie Foxx.
It's just like, Jamie, I know that you're busy making movies and doing big stuff. But if you can just take a night, a couple hours or something to run by there, get you a little costume or whatnot, or maybe grab one of the old ones or somebody else's and pop out just so them hoes can fucking have their way, because they want you bad. They want you to sing as much as you want you to sing. Yes. And that's a lot, because don't nobody want you to sing more than you and them.
Okay. Because Dr. Ken is he's definitely the head of the Jamie Foxx step team.
Yes, he is.
He wants to make sure that the girls know that Jamie Foxx has the range.
Yes, the fuck he does.
So, Jamie, even if you can't take a few hours out, just go say hi to Dr. Ken.
Please send him a message.
Just send him a message.
Voice record. Maybe you can even just, do a quick video of you singing wherever you at, so you can get them at the travel and spend the money and nothing like that. I promise you, Dr. Ken is going to be uber excited. Okay. Nobody wants it like he does.
No one.
Okay. I do also want to take this time to talk about these badass guesses on The Masked Singer. Like, I feel like I've heard some of the most disrespectful shit come out of these judges' mouths.
That's what they do.
Starting at this damn butterfly, who we believe to, of course, be our very own cousin Michelle Williams. Cousin Michelle. And we say cousin Michelle, so we don't always have to say the black Michelle, but that will do as well, because there are two of them.
Of DC3 fame.
Yes, ma'am. The one that we motherfucking recognize.
Amen.
No love lost to Latavia and Latoya. We love y'all too, or whatever. And we understand. We know it's the history point, but now Michelle's been active a little longer, so DC3 is the girl for me. But she, in addition to trolling the internet, pretending like it's not her, talking about she's eating food in Miami or something, so she don't have time to do the show. She is, she was singing, and one of these hoes had the nerve to fuck around and call her Mel B. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love me some spice.
Yes. Spice up your life.
But it is not enough spice. It's not enough seasoned salt. It's not enough cumin. It's not enough, like you said, Lowry's and enough Tabasco. No. It's not enough sage. It's not enough motherfucking
sea salt.
Crushed red pepper and whole red pepper or whatever is coming.
Oh my god.
It's not enough black pepper. No. It's not enough garlic powder, garlic salt for Mel B to sound like Michelle.
Not at all.
And don't get me wrong, I think that Michelle can sing. I am not the biggest fan of her voice on all songs. It kind of comes and goes for me. Like her little piece on Cater to You was real cute.
Right.
She really got me over with Through With The Love. She sung the shit out of that.
Yes, she did.
Whatever. But, she got to doing that stupid shit on, you had me believing everything was my fault. But no ma'am, Michelle. No ma'am. I don't know what part of Texas or wherever you goddamn had took your voice, but do not ever let it go there.
Yosemite
As long as you're
Sam.
recording for Destiny's Child, save that for Kenny Chesney, baby. That's not gonna work over here. But I still have to say that Michelle spent all this time trying to troll for them to go through and to mistake her voice for Mel B.
I don't even know how you could realistically do that because the Spice Girls tend to sing in an accent. And Michelle clearly does not. Michelle
Love is
sings
blind,
like
as
someone.
far as the eye can see.
Yes, take us back.
Deep or meaningless words to me. That was not any of what the butterfly was given.
None. Because they were not about the runs. That group was very, we hit the notes that we hit and we get off of them. So
hit them and quit them, baby.
That's it.
Let it go.
In the
On
same,
and off.
In the same second. We're not holding it for a second longer than we need to. And don't even think we about to do too many variations and modulations. No.
Whitney lip quiver who? No deal. It's not happening.
But yeah, so Mel B, I just
horrible guess.
Horrible. How? Because I'm not saying that Mel B has such a distinct voice that you could pick her out of a lineup. But compared to Michelle, you just can't. Like, there's
levels to this shit. Like, regardless of how you feel about people's tones and shit like that, or their singing voices, there's levels to this shit. You have got, like, T-Boz and Britney Spears, who I have recently found out are one and the same. Ooh. If you listen to them, like, you can easily hear the other singing the other's song. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. But goddamn it, T-Boz and Britney is on a level that Mel B is not even on. And Michelle is definitely higher than T-Boz and Britney.
She definitely is. Definitely. Without question. If there is a question directed to the noreply@gmail.com, because there's no fight. There's no argument there.
Do you hear me?
So
I was just like, that's who they can't really have on the Masked Singer. You get fucking T-Boz on there, but you know who the hell it is off top.
If you want my love, please. She ought to be she should be the Ladybug since she got them two pieces. The two little long pieces.
Yes,
that would be her.
Yeah, she could be some type of insect so the ears of the antennas can fall down like pieces. I would live.
Yes.
I would fucking live, but yes.
What were the other guesses for Michelle? Didn't they say Fantasia again?
I think, yes. Anytime somebody has a unique voice that's female, it's Fantasia. And again, there are levels. Michelle is at a level, and Fantasia's at another one.
Yes, a few leagues up from the Michelle level.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
It's just.
I'm just saying.
I just want them to do better. I just want them to have better judges next time, like the next season, because I really do enjoy the show. I just want some people who can have fun but still be able to make some good guesses, or at least in the ballpark. Like Mel B,
that's terrible.
I don't even, and it's no shade, but when I think of Mel B, I instantly think of the Spice Girls. So I don't think of them individually. It's just Spice Girls. So to kind of single her voice out as if it was such a standout, especially when she wasn't even really like a main singer, like it was more Mel C that did all the frontal
Mel
vocals.
C was definitely lead vocalist.
So
she's the strongest singer.
I don't know. I want better for Masked Singer. I think they really do need to have. I mean, Nick Cannon is the host. It's fine. I don't really have a problem with him. I just think that they need a better crop next time.
Yeah. So this week, the skeleton went home, and the skeleton was Paul Schaefer of David Letterman fame.
Yes.
Yes,
he
David
was
Letterman
the Questlove of David Letterman show, leading the band.
He definitely was. So that was that.
R.I.P.
I'm trying to think who else is on there. The people had convinced me that Raven was the Black Widow, after I went back and listened, I don't really feel like that's Raven. So I'm gonna put her back on the I don't know list. Yeah. And let's see who else is on the Masked Singer. I think that the lion or the jaguar, the lion, the leopard. The leopard, I believe maybe is Seal, but I'm not very, very sure of Seal's mannerisms. I think you had looked it up, right?
Yeah, I went and watched a performance of Kissed by a Rose, which is one of the biggest hits that he had during the 90s, especially if you watched Batman, because it was on the soundtrack, the Michael Keaton one.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and watched one of his live shows where he performed it, and the mannerisms are kind of the same. I was not a huge Seal listener. I think I was pretty much a kid when he was at the top of his fame, so I might not have really been checking for him. And I'm always mostly about female vocalists anyway. But I definitely knew that song and sang the fuck out of it every time it came on. So I don't know. I feel like that's a good guess. I feel like Seal is a good guess. Obviously, the judges of The Masked Singer did not bring up Seal. I feel like the internet's came up with that one. But I can see that. I definitely can see it. I'm about 82.6% sure that it's Seal. You know, I like to be thorough and precise, so I'm gonna say 82.6.
Yeah, I think Seal's our best guess. I'm looking at some of these best guesses of people online, and they're terrible. For instance, the Black Widow. I told you I don't know who it is, and the people had me kind of almost convinced it was Raven, but I was like, no, it's not. But the internet's top guesses are Iggy Azalea and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, we've heard Jada sing.
Oh, we've seen Jada.
That voice is thin.
Whose body would Jada would have to put on that outfit and give you them thighs and all of that stuff?
Come on.
That's definitely not Jada Pinkett. What?
So, yes. The Butterfly, they did guess Michelle, which is good, but they also guessed Kesha. It's like, no.
Girl.
The Fox, the guesses are Jeremy Renner, Johnny Depp, which I'm like, Johnny does not have time. He's still fucking considered
Him and
A-list.
Tim Burton are too busy making out something else that could creep everybody the fuck out.
With dark hair and pale skin.
Yeah, I don't see that.
And Ray Fisher, whoever that is.
Whomever that is.
They said the tree is Martha Stewart or Teresa Giudice, Aisha Curry, or Rachel Ray.
Oh.
And I'm having none of that.
I mean, those are so all over the place. Who's heard Martha Stewart? Did she got an EP?
You hear me? And Martha sang that way. I don't know if I was hanging around Snoop and gave her a little soul, but let me find out Martha learned how to sing in jail or something like that.
Got a little season on her voice.
Because I don't feel it. I don't feel it happening.
And then Teresa, how do we even? Does she sing too? Like, have any of these people sung to give you a ditty to make you think that would even be?
No.
I don't know.
So,
okay, well.
For the Flamingo, top guesses are Adrienne Bailon, which I agree. I feel like that's
agree.
Adrienne Bailon 100%.
100.
But the other guesses are Katy Perry and Kylie Jenner. I'm sorry, people. I have this theory that people who are like hot A-list people right now are not doing The Masked Singer. These are people who have had success at a point in time and may still have a thriving career, but have kind of gone away from the hot point. Yes. Like, even when the Butterfly, aka Michelle, was giving her little package, she said, at the top of my career, people were saying my name.
Right. Exactly.
As a clue. So, and that's where I feel like the things are going to go with this. Like, nobody that has...
Kylie Jenner, come on, y'all. Yes. Like, she's too busy pushing skincare and whatever else that she can.
And then we just hear her sing this Rise and Shine song to Stormy or something.
I've heard not anything of the sort, and I won't be. So, maybe that's where I'm missing the boat. But
let me tell you who the guesses are for the fucking leopard, bitch.
Let's go.
I want you to guess. Just give me one good one. Just one good one.
Besides Seal? Like, this is the
Besides
leopard.
Seal. The clues are spotted with the president. Costume was designed to hide their natural silhouette.
I mean, I don't have the range in this situation, so I can't
Omarosa or Michelle Obama. Yes.
Michelle Obama just bought a $30 million home in Martha's Vineyard, some damn where. She's got her own orchard and growing her own vegetables. Like, why would she be on The Masked Singer? Michelle Obama, do you know how much security clearance that y'all would have to have a first lady of the United States to be dancing around on stage in a costume? Like, yeah, she would have the anonymity because I'm from Nemo's world. But even though she would be obscured, there is no way that they would have the amount of security presence needed to make sure that a first lady could be in the building. Like, that's just that's a whole no. And what was the other one?
Omarosa.
I mean,
first of all,
I've never heard Omarosa. So, I mean, girl, you got a better chance of Omarosa rolling in there than Michelle Obama. Like, okay, sure.
I just want people to use their ears. This is clearly a man. The day Michelle motherfucking Obama comes out here and starts singing.
I forgot that it was for the lepers, so maybe that's where I kind of veered off because
starts
Michelle
fucking
Obama.
singing in tenor. Don't get me wrong, I love me a good female tenor.
It's definitely
the old ladies at the church with the short cuts. They give you I'm not even for the marching with the choir. I'm for the already be people with my pocketbook. I live for them types of Michelle Obama come out here and sing. No man,
I feel like somebody did that as shade. That can't be a real guess.
That's what I said. I feel offended.
Yeah,
like I know the clue was spotted with the president, but come the fuck on.
I mean, because ain't it been 44 of them niggas? So like,
this kid fuck around and be
could be anything.
Kumar from Harold and Kumar. He
but
was
it definitely
with the president.
sounds like a masculine voice. Like,
yes.
There's no.
We got to talk. If Michelle's out here giving us, or Omarosa even is out here giving us "Kissed by a Rose" vocals, we've got to talk.
We do.
So that was just that. The Penguin is still here. The top actually. I wonder if the Penguin is who I thought Raven Simone was.
I haven't heard the Penguin. I'm sorry, y'all. The Masked Singer has not been grabbing me. I'm telling y'all that really it's these judges. The guesses that they come up with are just so abysmal that it ruins the show for me. Like, I wish Thingamajig's vocals were enough to keep me coming back to really listen. And, thanks to YouTube and other places, I can kind of, just go to whatever character I want to listen to without having to watch the entire episode. So maybe I'll start doing that to kind of follow the voices that I want to hear without having to listen to these judges. But they are really ruining this show. Like, I can't say enough how just devastating it is to hear some of these guesses. Like,
it's terrible.
Mel B.
Yeah. Well, shit. At this point,
of all people,
Michelle Obama. It's right up there with it. I'm just
Michelle Obama. Like, just the logistics.
But yeah, at least that one
alone.
didn't come from the judge.
Yeah, but like the logistics alone, like we got to think about that type of stuff too. But yeah, anybody who's like red hot right now is not Kylie Jenner. Like, what? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's?
I'm mad they don't know whether or
really
not the Penguin is Cyndi Lauper, Sia, or Vanilla Ice. Like, how all over the place can we be? Vanilla Ice is like tall.
And that's one thing about the internet, because you can never tell if people are trying to be shady or just be funny or be like Dr. Ken and just throw some shit out there. Like, of course the flamingo is Vanilla Ice. Like, why? I mean, clearly it's Adrienne Bailon, but it obviously could be Vanilla Ice too. Like, what are we doing, y'all? Like, the whole point of it being fun is to try to make some real guesses. Looks like we have an update.
Oh, we definitely do. Let's see here. So, I'm just going to run through these. The Penguin, Cyndi Lauper, Sia, and Vanilla Ice. Don't know about that. Thingamajig, they do have Victor Oladipo on here. I'm like, yes, but they also have Wayne Brady and John Boyega. This thing says Thingamajig stands at 7 feet tall, so I think that should kind of rule out Wayne Brady.
John Boyega's out here on his Star Wars tip. He's too busy running around.
And Wayne Brady's not 7 feet tall.
And no.
I'm sorry, people, come on. The Purple Flower, who, as we know,
we've already gone way in depth about.
We know our auntie when we hear.
It's Patricia LaBelle.
Come on,
we don't have to.
These guesses: Mayim Bialik, aka Miss Blossom and Big Bang Theory, Danica Patrick, and Carrie Underwood. Carrie wishes that she.
They think Blossom is the flower. No, see, they're being
Blossom.
funny. They're being funny. Blossom, flower, ha ha ha. That y'all are just being shady right there. There's no way that you think Miss, whatever her real name is, Blossom, is the flower. You're being funny because a flower blossoms and blooms and all of that good stuff. So I reject that and rebuke it.
In the name. Bind it. The Rottweiler, it's Robbie Williams, Brian Luttrell from Backstreet Boys, or Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees. I can get with Robbie Williams, not Robin, rest in peace. Or whatnot, or maybe even Brian. I don't think that Nick Lachey is behind it, but he could very well be too, because he's just not.
Yeah, I can't remember Nick Lachey's voice if I'm being quite honest. So, yeah, sure.
Ladybug, Kelly Osbourne, and Mariska Hargitay, and I guess those are all the ones we have left. So that pretty much makes it the Masked Singer. Wednesdays on Fox. I'll be tuned in this week to see who else gets voted off. But these guesses are atrocious, and I just ask that you all do better.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
And thank you.
So that brings us to our musical spotlight, and because our musical spotlight is one of my personal favorite groups, and in some way we've kind of discussed them just a little bit already. I wanted to take this time and do this because in our previous podcast episode that unfortunately was deleted, we gave them the shout out, and I want them to have the shout out still.
Yes.
So, with no further ado, it's the Spice Girls!
Colors of the world!
Spice up your life!
Every boy and every girl!
Spice up your life!
People of the world!
Spice up your life!
Aww, slip it to the left! Shake it to the right! Like, if you are...
I love it.
In the 90s and the early 2000s, if you had access to listen to your own music, nobody was choosing it for you, you wanted to get happy, you wanted to get amped up, like the Spice Girls was clearly a shop where you could go. And I went faithfully and got all of my life. Okay?
Yeah, I'm talking about life and life more abundantly.
Everlasting.
And still, as we can see, it's still everlasting. Like every time these hoes come out, these tickets sell out just that fast. Like, I really like what they've done with their career, although I don't feel like it kind of was intentional at first by way of Ginger, a.k.a. Jared Halliwell, leaving the group. But I feel like they kind of created something that kind of occupies a certain space. And because it's not oversaturated when they do come out, it's just a fucking frenzy. The Spice Girls, Baby, Ginger, Posh, Scary, and Sporty were so fucking big for me as a kid. Like, I've always loved music, and whether that's R&B, hip hop, pop, Brit pop, whatever, the Spice Girls fucking did it for me. Just like It was, in a sense, just kind of genius, and not something that hadn't been done before. You know, somewhat to speak, but kind of something that hadn't been done before, in a sense that these 5 women almost kind of had characters that they, I don't want to say played, but they kind of embodied characters personas for their band.
Yeah, personas.
Like, and just really lived that up in the stereotypes that came with it. So everyone kind of had a favorite Spice or someone that brought them to Spice World. Yes. You didn't have to like the collective of all 5 the same. You can have your favorite and appreciate the rest, or just have your favorite and that be it. But it was around the time that groups were so hot, and they were amongst the girl groups that were standing amongst the men, from the 98 Degrees to the Backstreet Boys to the NSYNCs to the LFOs, and variations of BB Max, and even the variation I think which came later, which kind of introduced the whole co-ed idea of S Club 7.
Yes.
So the Spice Girls have definitely been up and included amongst great talent, you know, alongside even the Britney Spears, and those who are even solo artists. They just represent a great time in 90s music, worldwide success, and a fucking movie that deserves an Oscar for everything.
It was one of the best movies ever created, and you can fight us about that. Spice World was everything. Go and spice up your life. If you haven't seen it, if you have, I'm sure you need a refresher, because the times around us can be a little bleak, and there's nothing wrong with spicing it up a bit.
Oh yeah.
But I live for the Spice Girls because they definitely were different in being, I would say, the first female group to really come out and be like girl power and feminism and women's rights and all of this other stuff. So that was very formative for my upbringing, to see these very successful women, all very different, all owning how they show up in the world as themselves, and being like, bitch, you can still have fun, you can still go to the office, or however it is you make your money, do what you gotta do, and still be a happy-go-lucky bitch. Like, why can't you get your shake on? Shake it, see me move and make it hoodie, make it up. Like, that's my shit. Like, these, man, they came out and knocked me over with a good platform boot.
Oh yeah.
So I wish I had been old enough to go to a Spice Girls concert. I never got to go. I need Posh to get off of her very rich bitch ass and get on this stage.
Bitch, come on this tour because you
Okay.
already know that you don't goddamn sing anyway.
You don't need the vocals. You don't need the choreography.
You already told your mic be off.
To stand there of your original creations and be the posh bitch that you are. Stand there with these girls and come and get this money. Like, I'm trying to shut up and take my money. Like,
Please.
I don't care.
I'm trying to give it to you.
Like, I don't care. I'm not going to buy any of your fashions, to be quite honest, but I will buy a ticket to wherever show you bitches show up at. So, whatever you got to do, let David take care of the kids. Some of them got to be old enough to take care of themselves by now. So, we know you're not doing too much. You know, your fashions are selling out. You good there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't have to be in it for the money. Just, bitch, do it for me.
Yeah, please. Do it for the fans.
Do it because you love moi.
For the little spices. Child, we done grew up, and now we got money to shop at the Spice Market. Like, my first CD was a Spice Girls CD that my mom had to buy for me, and I didn't even have a CD player, so I had to play it on my PlayStation. The PlayStation 1, when the bubbles would come up and you had to use the controllers to just do what you needed to do, because I needed to find a song that I heard in the movie, which I eventually did. But I found out that I bought the Spice World CD, which is the second release, before I bought the Spice, which was the first one. Mm-hmm. So I had to make sure I procured all of my things,
yes.
Including my CDs and a CD player. But it also should have been one of the first indications that a nigga was gay, because I remember specifically asking my mama for the Spice Girls 1 hour of Girl Power tape that was out. And so much so that I had called Media Play at the time.
Come on, Media Play.
And priced it and got the amount plus the tax that came from Mildred. Mildred's going to have me call everywhere and get the amount, so we're not leaving the house with too short money.
Got to be prepared.
I got to be ready. So, you know, did that, and it just was a Spice basket. I had posters. I remember one time working for Chris, there were posters on the wall. Suckers, Spice suckers, they had candy, books, just all types of stuff. So I just wanted to say Spice Girls are our
yes,
music spotlight of the week. And
just thank y'all.
You feel me?
Thank you for the Spice. Thank you for being another avenue to introduce me to girl power and feminism, and just being the type of woman or girl that you want to be and show up as. So thank y'all for that. Thank for all the hits, because baby, they had the production, they had the music,
you let the CD
and
play.
they still gave you, they gave you the vocals that they could.
Yes,
and
they
I'm
did.
not mad about any
Mel C held it down for them as much as she could.
Yes, she did.
And baby came in with a nice sweet soprano, or whatnot. But ooh, baby, that Ginger and that motherfucking Mel B, like, that's how it ranks. Ginger and Mel B carried the bottom. They had to carry the bottom. I think they tried to get Pasha a step up. She had a real nice, clean, white woman classic voice.
Yes.
And then they gave
classic.
Baby and Old Sporty, a little bit more of the verse, so a free range of, what I'm saying? Let's take a hook, something we can hear you on again, just blah, blah, blah. Now, I do like they all got their little parts. They said, we're going to squeeze y'all girls in here somehow, if we can, whether it's a little rap, whether it's a little whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now here's a story from A to Z. You want to get with me? You better listen carefully. You got M in the face, you like to lean your place. You got G like MC, you like to Easy B, never comes for free. She's a real lady. And that's for me. All you'll see. Suck your body down and wind it all around. Suck your body down and wind it all around. Fucking Spice Girls.
Get your life.
Love you, hoes.
I've been getting my life since we first talked about it. I definitely went back and listened to the Spice Girls. I did not go back and listen to Lil' Kim. I did not listen to Fantasia, but I did go back and listen to motherfucking Spice Girls.
You know what? That brought me to another point. Let me run at the Spice Girls real quick, and I felt wearing to somebody. But again, music spotlight, Spice Girls, you guys are fucking amazing, and I can't wait in what sounds like news that you have a new Spice Girl movie coming out, which is going to be animated, but still just wonderful.
I'm there.
And all 5 members are on board. So thank you, girls. Let's get it. Love it for the musical spotlight. Look him.
The littlest of the Kims. And
the Beehive, the BEE Hive. Beehive, again, BEE, we need to get together and formulate some plan to remove the people that are surrounding Kim. These are yes people. They are not there for Kim's best interest. This CD is trash. If any one of them hoes had a listen and had the balls to say to her, Kim, this ain't it, we might have had a different little goddamn arrangement of songs. But this is what we got. And for me, it is so disappointing because I was excited for the release. Mm-hmm. I kind of already knew, as I told y'all before, it was going to be some bullshit because I see that she put this old picture up here and she threw this pin in the top of her head. And usually when people do stuff like that, it just makes me feel like you're trying to rush through it or get out of your contract. And this seemed like you were in a new contract, so I didn't understand. So I knew some motherfucking something in the milk wasn't clean. Shout out to Cruntask on Disorderly.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I cannot stand for the foolery anymore. Sometimes you just need to see shit happen to really be able to just know that, yeah, I knew I was right about this. I knew I was fucking right. This Lil' Kim CD came out, and did this bitch sell less than 1,000 copies in the first week?
Ooh. Went quadruple paperclip, eh?
Less than a motherfucking 1,000 copies. There is no way in the world that you should be regarded as hip hop royalty and move and not, well, shit, y'all can't even call this moving. Nudge numbers like this, Kim.
Come on, Nudge.
I don't know what's going on and who's around her, but them people need to be fired and fucking barred from the music industry, as I mentioned before. This was terrible, and now that we have the numbers, there's no disputing it. I get that the girls is happy that Kim did something, but we can't encourage this type of mess. We have got to let Kim know that this was a mess and that I didn't want to try again. I just really want us to forget about this.
Let's just move on.
Because I feel like this is, in a sense, almost tarnished her brand. Like, this bitch put out Black Friday mixtape and charged her hoes via PayPal to get it and made $1 million. Why is this the case? And we're not even talking about times when you got to go through and pay $9.99 or $10.99 or whatever just for this CD. We talking about $9.99 a month gets you whatever the fuck is in this library.
Right. Yeah.
For the cost of one CD a month. You can listen to all the CDs.
All of them.
And what you can't, you can go on YouTube, which has been free.
Yes. Don't get that YouTube red. It's a scam.
What is the problem? I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Yes, motherfucking people. Kim trying to be goddamn young. Kim and all these goddamn different voices. Kimmy Blanco, Kim Possible, Kimmy Gibbler, Kim Fields, Kim Coles.
Jamaican Kimmy.
Goddamn it. No, ma'am. If it ain't Notorious K.I.M., if it ain't La Bella Mafia, if it ain't Lil' Kim, period. Keep it.
Take it back.
And goddamn dispose of it.
Return to sender.
Like, bitch.
It makes me sad because I rep so much for Lil' Kim. Like, I was walking around DC with a hardcore t-shirt on with homegirls spread wide. Like, that's how much I fucks with Lil' Kim. So it makes me sad to hear that she went quadruple toilet paper in her sales of this album. But yeah, we gotta do better, Kim. It's too many people out here. Like he said, you are hip hop royalty. Can't really still be considered hip hop first lady as far as, you know, the levels that you were able to reach. So that way there could be Nicki Minaj's and Cardi B's and, you know, girls of that caliber who have, you know, really shot out into the stratosphere as far as the FemC game is concerned. So yes, there really is no reason. Missy Elliott, we know Lil' Kim is your homegirl. So if you could just go ahead and make your way over to Kim and help her out, because sister needs a friend.
And speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and get all of them together real quick. Missy, I love you. And you lucky bitch. It's not going to be today because we got to go. But next time, baby, I'm going to tell you real quick, and I'm going to tell you why next time on the Opinionated Podcast.